Hey, what is going on, guys? Your everyday options trader back here with yet another video. Today I'm going to be going over, yes, another indicator by LUX Algo. Now this one I was playing around, trying out a little support and resistance trading here over the past couple weeks. That's what I've been working on, and I couldn't seem to quite get the zones exactly right. So I was searching around, and of course our friends over at LUX Algo there, of course, have an indicator just for that. So this one in particular is the smart money concept. So to start, in order to put it on your chart, of course, you need to be on TradingView. You're going to go in the indicator tabs and simply type in smart. Oops, if I could type today. Smart money concepts by Lux Algo right there. You're going to click on it. It's going to pop up on your chart. And basically, I left everything exactly as it comes. You can play with these right here, your order blocks as your support and resistance levels, but I kind of left them the same. I found that to work the best. Equal, high, low. I did turn off the fair value. Oh, excuse me, fair value gaps. But that is the only thing I messed with. So, and of course, I'm pairing this with the RSI as well. So that'll give you a good indicator of whether the market is overbought or oversold in that section. And we're going to see here, this is basically what you're doing. So you are looking for, if you want uptrends, you are looking for the price to bounce out of a blue box, right? Because that's your buy zone. So you want it to bounce out of the blue box, enter, target the most recent high, right? As your take profit. So you would set up just a little bit outside of the box. So that way you have a really good breakthrough there. And then you're going to put your stop loss at the bottom of the box, which would be the low. And you'll simply enter and ride it up. Now the same is true for reverse. And I'll go to one here, show you guys. So we want it to break out to the downside of the sell box here, and then basically you're going to ride that all the way to about here, right before the entry to this box, because you know there's going to be some buy volume here. You're going to enter. Now, if it does just simply break through this box, you'll be okay, but I always set my profit target right about here, so that way, and I'll show you guys how it would be set up. So you would enter about here, stop loss here, or I'll put it at the swing high of that trend, and you're targeting here. Now I know that risk to reward is not great, but the likelihood of these trades and you being able to say, hey, it's not going to work out, you can always set a tighter stop loss if you're entering here and say, hey, I only think it's going to go halfway. Maybe do something like that. Now you're looking at a 1.81 instead of basically a 1, right? Is more or less what it would be. It's a 1-to-1 risk to reward, is kind of what this strategy is built around. Now, some of them you can get a little bit more. There's bigger spreads between those zones on other ones. But that being said, those are your more volatile currency pairs. So you can see this one right here took right into this box, rejected right out, and it's probably going to shoot right back down because you can see we had that beautiful, beautiful shot here. Boom, back down to here, probably, and then boom, it should explode because this is a strong low. You can see we've already tested 1, 2 times, so you have a double bottom, and now that should increase up. You can see we actually did beat this here, so we are starting an uptrend. So we'll see if we can beat this low. But other things to keep in mind before I get too sidetracked. So of course you're going to be looking for entries and exits. Like this in particular, just because it's down here would not be an entry. You would wait till down here or down here. Those are your buy zones, right? Or vice versa. Here, you see it start rejecting out, boom, GTFO, right? Something like this, you have a little more room, right? So boom, touch there, strong high. You have this zone here, and it just basically collapsed down from there. So they're very accurate. See, we do have quite a few buy zones underneath here, just simply from the previous, so we'll see how those play out. You got one more right here. And other things I've found with this strategy, so basically you're only really paying attention to the darker ones. The darker it is, the stronger it is, if that makes sense. So this light blue, this light red, not super strong, but could be good, right? Dark blue, really good. Light blue, no bueno. Light blue, really dark blue. So that's a really good buy zone right there. You can see what kind of a buy pattern we had back there as well. It also does your, close high over close high, break structure, right? Equal, equal. So it does identify all of these little bits of the chart more or less for you. Break a structure, break a structure, break a structure. So it tells you when the market structure is breaking down. We have equal highs, equal lows, close highs over close highs, and same thing to the downside, close low over close low. And it's pretty nifty, a lot of the things you can do in here. And I'll show you guys here another setup. Go find it here real quick. Sorry. All right, so we already kind of went over this one here. We're just checking up on this. You can see it may be pushing to the downside. Who knows? Should be. That's what the indicator's saying. So this could be an opportune buy zone here. You see a rejection here. Don't have a break of the low. So the next test would be up here. But you can see you have all these sell zones up here, and you can see that strong rejection off of that as well. A few more things to pay attention to. Again, don't use this. Use this as far as your indicator for buy and sell. This is just marking the low, right? If you break through it, then you have this zone here. So in theory, you can turn those off, and I'll show you guys how to do that. All you have to do is right here, and now they're gone. So now you have your support and resistance zones all by themselves. You see a really dark one here. See, I was charting this all last week, had that uptrend there. You had your breaker structure here, and just basically plummeted on down. You can see we rejected really hard off of that high, which is nice. See, it didn't really touch here, but it's a zone, right? Keep that in mind when you're looking at these. It's a zone. So if you start to see it reject to the upside, hey, it's bounced off of that zone, so it's good, right? You can ride it on up, you can ride it back down. Just completely depends. You can see here's another setup to the short side. I'll zoom in a little bit for this for you guys. So basically what you're looking for is a breakout to the downside, take profit right before here. You did have your breaker structure here, but huge upswing. With these, as quick as it goes up is as quick as it's generally going to come back down, or at least test this point and reject back up. So that's what a short entry would look like. You're basically entering just below the sell zone here. If it breaks out, stop loss should actually be adjusted up here. And then your take profit is down here. But that's the easiest way to kind of set those up and do that. It's not 100% accurate, but if you're following with price action and charting, it's going to be absolutely perfect. Personally, I've been able to pull off about a 72% win ratio on this one. Probably done 200 and something trades just with this strategy. So definitely, 72% out of 200 with a win-loss of 1-to-1. I mean, still profitable 70%. So it's definitely not bad. If you can squeeze a little more win-loss out of it, if you're running a 1-to-2 that's even better. You just, essentially made 140%. So it definitely does work pretty well, especially in combination with the RSA. You can see that we are severely overbought here. Um, so you can see our RSI is almost at a 76. So it should be rejecting off of here sometime soon. Not sure if it'll be completely down, but we did have a really nice high trend up on the RSI. And we'll look at just another common pair here. You can see we have this buy zone down here, multiple sell zones up top, large downtrend, so we could be seeing a nice rejection starting here. Not too bad. Definitely would have been a decent entry point here. Would have had a little bit of rise, but not a ton. Again, here's USD JPY. Pretty good as well. Higher volume. Euro Australian dollar. You can see massive downside here. Really thick red boxes. See, rejected off of something here. That's your weak low. But it could easily come back here before it bounces up. And that's honestly what could happen. Beautiful V shape in the RSI. It's definitely what you like to see. Very smooth price movement. Alrighty, guys. As always, none of this is financial advice. Take it all with a grain of salt. I'm not a financial advisor by any means. I do this all to basis my own opinion and share these strategies with you guys. So, if there's any strategies you'd like to see me do a video on or go over, or there's anything else that you had questions about in regards to the smart money concepts, leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you'd like to see and how I can best help you guys out as we are all in this together. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.